field breaks down today. There are 9 V8s in the field and 13 of the Ford Cosworths lining up. The Ford Cosworths in front on the pole, Sneva at 210 miles an hour. And the leaders of the protest are back at 106 miles an hour. Jim McElreath, Vern Chupan at 105 with one of the 4-cylinder Drake cars. Mike Mosley in row 8 with Gordon Johncock beside him. They came in about 97 miles an hour. We know how fast those cars can run. So there you see the row of Johnny Parsons. And here's row 7, the Vern Chupan, the Australian driver, and Mike Mosley. I'd like to see Mike get a good day here. Here is row 8, Gordon Johncock. What a surprise to see him back that far. And Larry Cannon, his machine starting beside him. Then comes Bagley, the new driver who won the Mini Indy Series last year, and Spike Gilhousen, Rookie of the Year a couple of years back, and Cliff Hugel from Canada, and Steve Krisaloff, who is the other half of the Pat Patrick team with Gordon Johncock. There's row 11, Joe Saldana, great dirt track driver, and Sheldon Kinser. In fact, 2 excellent dirt drivers who have a great future on the back of the field. Larry Dixon not here today, one of our favorites for many, many years, since way back when he came east. Saw him run on the half miles back there. He is not here, and he's had a pretty good season to date.
Ken, part of this controversy is a result of a safety consideration. They tried to slow down qualifying speeds. As you know, the track record is held by Mario Andretti with a 4-cylinder Eagle from 1973, 214 miles per hour, and they just didn't want to go that fast, and that's been part of the problem that they're trying to overcome, and there isn't a very equitable way to do it where it doesn't hurt someone.
One of the things that I have a feeling about here is that there's been so many years when the V8s were on the bottom side. I can remember when A.J. Foyt in 73, it was up at Indianapolis, 33rd and on the bubble, and there was a whole lot of work done there, and they finally not only gained equity, but they seem to have a bit of an edge right now, and that's what's upset the 4-cylinders.
Well, they do have an edge, and when turbocharging first came in, why it was done so with the 4-cylinder, and at that time all of a sudden they had an edge over the V8s, which were dominant before turbocharging. So it cycles up and down.
If one has compassion for anyone in this game, it would be for Richard King, the head of USAC. What a hard year it has been for him. He lost all of his officers, the top cadre that he had in that terrible plane crash shortly before Indianapolis. He's a very smooth guy, and he seems to be able to handle these things. He's so gentle, but he is firm, and it'll be interesting to see how this comes to a head with Richard King. There's a meeting, August 18th of the committee that will respond to this issue.
I feel it would be wrong to blame USAC. I know that they're sincerely trying to do the best they can for racing, but the solution to the problem is not readily apparent. That's the big problem.
Well, here's the field getting set for a start. Again, it is a 2-mile track. Let's get off the controversy and onto the track now. It's about 2 degrees, just enough to let the water run off on the backstretch. George Snyder, who brought out one of the Penske cars. Penske put 3 cars in the race. That car has dropped off and come down on the inside of the track. That's a 22-degree bank as you look at turn number 3. And that, of course, is where Al Unser crashed and was hospitalized in practice in the first race we came to here at Texas this year. It's also where Rutherford punctured a tire and took that hellacious spin and crash up into the wall in turn 4. And it's a very quick part of the track. Now, the main straightaway is D-shaped. It's kind of curved. It's 12-degree bank, and you can get a tremendous amount of speed, and it would indicate to us that the fastest part of the track would be going into turn number 1. It's a little bit of bank to help you. It's also a bump in turn number 1 that you'll see. Now they're giving the motion to bring the cars together. They're lining up one more lap, and they will be racing. That bump, you will see them getting a little loose down here in turn number 1 from time to time. That front row again, that's Tom Sneva on the point, A.J. Foyt flanking him. In row 2, it's Rick Mears and Johnny Rutherford. And then back there in row 3 on the inside, you see Wally Dallenbach and Bobby Unser. And then in row 4, Pancho Carter and Al Unser. Row 5 has been George Snyder, Dick Simon. As Snyder drops down, this will bring the other cars in that row just up. They don't do a crisscross here. They just bring them up.
Now, in the race, they don't have to carry the turbocharger limiting device, so I think we'll see Gordon Johncock making his way to the front.
That's Snyder out back.
Aha.
Bad break for George Snyder. Texan, good racer. Remember, A.J. Foyt brought him along. Had a lot of hopes for this driver, and when the opportunity came today, Penske looking around, he popped Schneider in. I'm sorry, incorrect. That's the team car, and that would be Tommy Sneva out there all by himself. Schneider out on the back of the field. Now they're lining up for the start. That is Tom Sneva, who is looking for his first win of the season. A.J. Foyt is beside him as we get down to a start. 3 of the Penske cars are here. Rick Mears, winner of 2 events this year. Sneva, number 1 in the standings for the Penske team, and they come to the line getting ready for the green flag. Out of turn 4. There's the start. Sneva presses, but coming to the lead is A.J. Foyt. Mears coming up from the inside and around his teammate. The field in turn 2. Foyt is your leader. Mears is in second.
It should be Rutherford third, right?
Be Johnny Rutherford in third.
Looks like Tom really didn't get a very good start.
Tom Sneva is in fourth. First 4 cars about 2 seconds apart, completing the first of 100 laps. Dallenbach running in fifth. Talk about speed. It's a good 200 miles an hour plus as they complete lap number 1, and A.J. Foyt is in front. A.J. wanted to say nothing about this controversy. That's Cliff Hugel pitting, the Canadian driver. Hugel pitting at the end of lap number 1. Field is in the backstretch.
Those Cosworths sound like a sheet ripping when they go by. You can tell the difference between the 8th and the 4th.
Now, that's not a Ford Cosworth that A.J. Foyt has. That's an engine he has developed himself, and it's running magnificently here today.
Gordon Johncock is making his way to the front, or he's gaining a great deal.
Gordon Johncock had started in 15th position. A.J. Foyt is just leaving the field. He has opened up almost a 2.5, 3-second advantage as they go down the back straightaway.
Gordy is 7th.
Gordon Johncock from 15th into 7th position. Here's your leader, A.J. Foyt, at turn 3. The Foyt Coyote just skimming down through there. Ground effects of that car just holding it right down on the track. Battle is for second place. To the line, Rutherford is second. The Penske cars are side by side with Sneva on the inside. That's Mears on the outside, and Sneva goes back into third. Mears dropping to fourth.
2 Texans and a man from Spokane, Washington, then a California.
Coming around to complete lap number 4, A.J. Foyt, the all-time winner on the USAC Trail. The man who has won Indianapolis 4 times. Nobody else has done it. Here he comes.
He's really pouring on the coal.
Rutherford is second. Sneva running in third. Mears is in fourth. Wally Dallenbach is in fifth. And Gordon Johncock has really put his boot in it. He's pulled into 7th position from 15th at the start. A.J. Foyt, the amazing one, over 40 years of age, self-trained, beautiful driver, moving that steering wheel just about 8 degrees as he maneuvers through turn 3. He's into turn 4. And Super Texas looking super today. Battle for second place. Battle coming down for second place. Rutherford is being challenged. On the inside, it is Tom Sneva. And Sneva goes for second. Will he make it? He has Rutherford high. Tom Sneva now second.
Now it's going to be fuel mileage raising its head. These men are going to have to be able to make that 1.8 miles a gallon or else.
How much fuel?
120 gallons total, including whatever is in the pits, in the lines, in the cars, only 120.
5 laps down. There you see Roger Penske very concerned with 2 top cars. Remember, he had Mario Andretti driving here the last time. 1 car running very slowly. That would appear to be Vern Chupan's car, the Australian driver. He had some trouble out here in practice early. Is coming down into the pit road area. Drove at Indianapolis this year, his 10th USAC event. Vern Chupan, very good in Formula 5000, wants very much to drive these championship cars, and the Australian is now on pit road. A.J. Foyt is in the backstretch. Turn 3. And that's a good 205 miles an hour you're watching there by A.J. Foyt in a bumpy track. And Sheldon Kinser, who started on the back of the grid today, injured earlier this year and missed a couple of events. Sheldon Kinser, car number 24, is now on pit road. So the attrition rate begins to develop early out here today. Foyt stays in front, and nobody stays anywhere near him. He's just floating away from the field. Sneva's second, Rutherford third, Mears fourth, Wally Dallenbach fifth, Gordon Johncock more and more moving. He's up to 6th position now, just outside the top 5.
Announce.
Al Unser has just pitted. You're seeing him go back on the track. He was in for 15.5 seconds. Certainly an unscheduled stop for the winner of the Pocono 500, the Schaefer 500, and the Indy 500 this year. That Triple Crown of USAC. We're watching Johnny Parsons, number 16, coming in a bit early. Here's Parsons on pit road.
You could see him lock up his right front wheel as he tried to stop on the line.
There's a guy who's due for a win.
You bet. He really is good.
Up in 6th position now, Bobby Unser. Back to 7th, John Cock. Bobby Unser in the Dan Gurney car is running in 6th, and you were seeing some of the fabrication being taken off car number 16. The automobile number 16 of Johnny Parsons. And the troubles on number 2 continue. Whatever is plaguing Al Unser's effort today continues. Here he is in the Jim Hall car. Remember, he's going for the Triple Crown this year. He'll pull it off after having won at Pocono and at Indy if he wins the California 500.
They changed the wheels the first time. They're trying to adjust the handling characteristics, but it doesn't look as though they've been able to accomplish what they're after.
More tire changes.
What an empty feeling.
Something's out of sync there. They'll keep working to try to get the thing back in balance. That's all they can do. And this track will really look at this and the lap traffic up here. If we watch Unser come back on, the leader's coming down, and they're trapped on Dick Simon and the Tom Bagley car. A.J. Foyt trying to snarl his way through there. And Tommy Sneva, as A.J. had to come way out of it. Trapped in lap cars. He had a lead of 4 or 5 seconds. Sneva's gone around him. Tom Sneva has moved around and pulled away. Do you think something's happened to Foyt?
Certainly. Look, Tommy just left him.
They came up on lap cars in turn 3. Foyt did not go through. Sneva closed as they came to turn 1. Here he is working his way up into the lead. He's lapping Joe Saldano. Why do we see such sudden changes out here sometimes, Dan?
Well, I can only guess, Ken. I think possibly AJ realizes that the fuel mileage is very difficult, and he needs an excuse to back down or a tactical move.
Well, right now, here's Unser again, running around on the bottom side of the track. Al Unser in that Lola Ford Cosworth, back on pit road still another time. Let's go to Paul.
Problems with your machine. What's the problem? It's got some kind of a handling problem. Al can't determine exactly what it is. It's back in the pits again. Apparently it's got some kind of a tire problem or a suspension problem is giving him trouble. He can't identify it, so we're going to try changing all the rubber, and we'll have another good look at it and see if we can get it running right. Good luck. I hope you get it back in. Thank you.
Jim Hall of Midland, Texas, one of the greats in American motorsport.
They're relegated to a test session now.
Pushing Unser back out as Sneva has taken the lead. A.J. Foyt now is in the 2nd position.
And they're trying different size tires on there to see if that can affect the handling.
Running 3rd is Johnny Rutherford. Showing 4th is Rick Mears by our count at the present time. Mears will be running in the 4th position, and up to 5th would come Gordon Johncock. Wally Dallenbach in 6th, and Bobby Unser is back in 7th. Down out of turn number 4, pulling up on the lapped automobile of Jim McElreath, about to be lapped, is the lead car of Tom Sneva, and directly behind him is A.J. Foyt, about 200 yards back. That's Jim McElreath, the 50-year-old elder statesman of this game, about to be overlapped by Sneva.
President-elect Obama's choice, then he deserves.
Unser is back in the pits. Al Unser is back in the pits another time, running very slowly. On the bottom of the track is Cannon. Boom, boom, Cannon isn't booming very well today. Back to Paul Page in the pits.